Hello. Thank you for joining us today. I'm joined today by Ben Virdee-Chapman, the Vice President of Marketing for High Conversion. High Conversion is an e-commerce intelligence platform that Kimball Hughes Public Relations has worked with previously. And Ben, before I give you a chance to introduce yourself, I understand you're going to break a little news with us here today.
That's right, Rod. And thanks for setting up this chat. We're High Conversion, actually formerly High Conversion. So we're now renaming as Obvio, and we're a hyper-personalization platform for e-commerce merchants. In a nutshell, our vision is to deliver an Amazon-grade shopping experience for everyone else. Translated for our clients, hyper-personalization combines machine learning, customer experience data, and optimization in real time. So when this is centered around your shoppers' live interactions with your brand, your website, you win new customers faster.
Great. And thank you for that intro, Ben. Let's just jump right in. From Obvio's perspective, what's the next big frontier for consumers online? What's going to be different than what we're experiencing today?
What's going to be different in the next, say, 5 to 10 years, I think, where you buy things online, quote unquote online, I think will have shifted dramatically. Even today, we are seeing commerce distribute and decentralize in ways that even a few years ago, we probably didn't think was possible. So buying and subscribing to things from inside movies, podcasts, video games, basically any media that can be consumed can be shopped. And I think that will go fully mainstream. So brands who will win in this new world know they need to have this high optionality mindset. That basically means they need to be available everywhere and at all times. And not just the cool stuff, typically with these emergent behaviors, the cool brands or the brands that influence others, leap ahead and provide their products. But I think, if this is to go mainstream, I think the reality is we're going to buy toilet bleach as we stream the next James Bond movie.
That's always been one of my aspirations. Ben, could you tell us, I know Obvio, its recommend product works on Amazon's machine learning technology, and that helps to personalize the shopping experience for folks like you and I. Are we going to see greater accuracy in our online shopping experience going forward? And what have you learned about consumers' online behavior working with Amazon?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I think before I come to the accuracy piece, we need to understand how these recommendation systems actually work. Sure. So what I call the first generation recommendation systems, really they love my historical data, right? They predict what I want in the future based on what I've liked in the past. Our big discovery through our work with Amazon, when it comes to the effectiveness of these recommendations, we actually found the opposite is true. Live buying signals. So how I interact with the website or brand on the fly are actually much better predictors of my needs and preferences than my historical data alone. Now, why is that? Because most shoppers, 90% or more on these websites are wholly anonymous and have never bought from your brand before. So this was a big, expensive, unsolvable problem. Yeah. Which led brands to really focus on the 10% they did know. It's very reasonable, right? These existing customers and return visitors. So vendors, technology providers like ourselves followed the market and designed their algorithms to serve that 10%. Now, what we wanted to do was find a way to tap into that 90% of visitors who never buy anything.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Turns out Amazon has spent 20 plus years solving this problem on their own site. We've all experienced it without really realizing it. Now, 35% of their sales come from these personalized recommendations. To put that in perspective, $600 million plus. I mean, I'm sure it's way more now, per day flows through their site. So you understand how important it is to Amazon's growth. So
Sure.
we asked ourselves, how could we bring that to every other store? Long story short, we knocked on Amazon's door. We said we had this crazy idea. They said yes, and we partnered together to make this a reality.
That's amazing. And that 90% number is such a huge opportunity, as you mentioned. So, final question for you, Ben. Is brick and mortar dead? Is it going to come back? Or have we all been conditioned, as you said earlier, to purchasing our toilet bleach while watching a James Bond film?
Well, I can't wait for that future. I think the big takeaway for me is how we've seen those two worlds sort of collide and combine and blend. So, retail and digital in really interesting ways. So an example, again, which I'm sure we've all experienced, these big box retailers have basically made their parking lot an extension of their online checkout with, curbside pickups and any final upselling or cross-selling that they need to do, you can actually do while you sit there in your car. And online retailers, on the other side of the coin, have realized that brick and mortar experience online has become very important. So online has now shifted away from purely transactional to more of an experience. And I think brands who innovated their product discovery, their customer support, and their distribution strategies during that pandemic shift have really seen the most rewarding growth. And I think that will continue in this kind of blended world. Now, I live inside the e-commerce bubble every day through our technology and our customers. But I can't overstate how significant this has been for consumers. I am one too. It's never been easier to shop for things. And I think that's a really fascinating future that we're currently living in.
Very true. And I have the credit card statement to back up what you're saying. So I really appreciate your time today, Ben. Thank you for joining us. For those who are just tuning in, this has been a conversation with Ben Virdee-Chapman, the Vice President of Marketing for Obvio, an e-commerce platform. And I'm Rod Hughes with Kimball Hughes Public Relations. Thank you for joining us today, Ben.
Cheers, Rod.